We are live. It is live. Good evening, everyone. It's live. It's live. It's live. It's live. Live and live and live. Oh, where is Kai Kai now? Wait. Wait. It's live. Wait. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Anika wants to say hi to everyone. Say hi, Anika. Hi, Loki. Say hi, Loki, to the internet. Say hi. Say hi. Hi. Oh. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye, guys. See you in my live. All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my live stream tonight. We will be talking. Hi, Colonel. Happy Valentine's. Belated Happy Valentine's. Oh my goodness. Nakisabay sa Valentine's Day ang screen ko. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone who has been celebrating Happy Hearts Day to everyone. Hi, Colonel. Kumusta? Good evening, everyone. Ayun. Balik. It's back. All right. Hi, Colonel. Batong Bakal. Hindi na pala Batong Bakal. Batil Patong na pala. Kumusta, Colonel? Do you have any question, any clarification that you would like to ask tonight for maths and science? I will be gladly of your service. Singles Awareness Day po pa rin. I see. Pareha tayo, Colonel. Madami tayo. Don't worry. It's how should I say it? It's a good thing. At the same time, probably an advantage or a disadvantage. Depende kung paano mo how should I say it? It depends on how you look at it. Oh, wow. Thank you for our 6 viewers tonight. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Okay. Hi, Maha Blanca. Oh my goodness. What's wrong with my screen? Please, wag ngayon. Good evening. Please, wag ngayon. Hello, good evening to our 8 viewers tonight. It's good to have you back. All right, so we will start off with I have 2 topics that was given to me. One is a continuation of last week, radicals, and the other one is cosine and sine rule. Colonel, if you have anything to ask, please, wag mahiya. Please do type it in, and I would gladly answer them in between the live stream. Okay, so we start off with our six. Sorry, not 6 trigonometric. Ano ba yan? Ayun, I'm back. Sorry. Alright, okay. Teka ha. Anuhin muna natin tong iPad natin na lumang-luma na. But it's still working. That is still fine. I just need to connect it. Sana naman if, ma'am, nawalan po ng sound. Oo. Sorry. Thank you, Colonel, for telling me. Yes, nawala yung sound. The sound was off because of the... Actually, I think it's the connection cord. The cord. Okay. Yes, so if you have any question, please do not hesitate to type it in. I would be very glad to answer, actually. I would be very much happy to answer your questions pertaining to maths and science. Thank you very much for our 6 viewers tonight. Teka ha, i-ano muna natin. Okay. I think. Okay, all right. So, our topic for tonight is about the trigonometric ratio, specifically for oblique triangles. So we have discussed. I think I have actually released a video on right. Pahinaan natin yung music. I have actually released a video for right angle triangles. So this one is a continuation of that. So technically, when we say right angle triangle, we use the trigonometric ratios sine, cosine, and tangent, right? The SOHCAHTOA. But what if, the question would be, what if your given triangle is not right angle triangle? How can I solve the sides, or how can I solve the angle? What can I use to solve it? So when we talked about the right angle triangle, finding the different sides and angles, we use the trigonometric ratio. So let me just see if my pen is charged. So we use this ratio, right? So SOHCAHTOA. So cosine, sine, and tangent. So that is what we have learned based on the right angle. So this 3 is only applicable if your triangle is a right angled triangle. I think you won't see it. Ano ba yan? Okay. Got it. Okay, so we use SOHCAHTOA only for right angled triangle. So the question would be, what will you use if it's not right? So how can we solve if it isn't right? So have you ever wondered why your cosine? Ma'am, out na po muna ako mag-hap. All right, no problem. Happy Hearts Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Okay, so what if you have those without the right angle triangle? So we will use the 2 rule, which is your cosine and sine rule. So we start with cosine rule. When we say cosine rule, you have, what are the conditions? When can we use cosine rule? So there are conditions that we have to consider. When can we use cosine rule? The first condition is if 3 sides are given. Okay, 3 sides are given and you need an angle. So 3 sides are given and an angle is missing. So this is your unknown. Then we use cosine rule. Okay, so that is what we will use. Now, in terms of labeling, it doesn't actually matter, as long as if this is your angle A, opposite to that will be your side A. So if this is side B, opposite to side B will be your angle B. And if this is side C, opposite to side C will be your angle C. The angles are capital letter. The sides are small letters. Okay? So that is how we would be labeling our sides and angles. So how do we use the cosine rule for this? So cosine rule is, this is technically the general formula. It's a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine A. Now, how do you remember this? How can you remember all these formulas together? So you can remember this by looking at what are the common ones. So if or pag yung unknown is isang side, which is a squared, let's say that's your unknown, a squared, it will be equal to the other two sides that are given, squaring them. So b squared plus c squared, so these are the other sides, minus 2bc. So yung gamit dito na side is the b squared and c squared as well. So the one that you're using is also b squared and c squared. And then cosine of the angle opposite to your unknown side. Okay? So that is how you remember the formula. So if the formula is a known side, it will be a squared, squared of a. By the way, these a squared, b squared plus c squared are actually coming from a right angle triangle. So if you have an oblique triangle, if you cut it into half, you actually have two right angle triangles. So technically, the cosine rule is basically being derived from the right angle triangle trigonometric ratio, the sine and cosine. Okay, so I will not show you how it's being done by proving, but just take into consideration that your cosine rule and sine rule is taken from, or it has been derived from, your three trigonometric functions, SOHCAHTOA, which is being used for your right angle triangles. Okay, so the unknown side square is equal to the two given sides being squared minus twice the two other given sides, cosine of the angle opposite to your unknown. So if you are asked to solve this, this will be x squared equals, just substitute, b will be 15 squared plus c will be 12 squared, okay, minus twice 15 times 12, and then cosine, the angle is 115 degrees. Okay, so it will be 15 squared plus 12 squared minus 2 times 15, 12 cosine 115. So all you need to do is you use your calculator to solve this. But please do take note, you have to be very careful, especially with the minus sign, because the minus sign and there's a multiplication after, the whole thing you need to multiply first. Okay? The whole thing you need to square first. So squaring 15 plus squaring 12 minus whatever is the product of 2 times BC cosine A. You have to put them all together. That's why for that way, you won't have any error in how you solve it. Okay? So this will be x squared equals 521.14. And then you just need to take the square root of that. X will be the square root of this, which is 22.83. Okay? So first is you solve the square of 15 plus, again, the square of 12 minus twice BC cos A. So you have to multiply first because there is a minus sign. And we always follow the rule of BIDMAS, or you call it BODMAS or PEMDAS. Okay? So you have to follow that still with this one. So squares first, or exponents first, and then multiplication next before you add and subtract. All right? Okay. So let's say, for example, you have this. So you have the three sides given. So how will I solve when all the three sides are given? So before you can do that, you have to rearrange your formula. A squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos a. You have to rearrange this formula first because your unknown is an angle. So let's write down a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos a, right? So since the angle is the unknown, we will derive it, making your angle A on one side of the equation only. So what will we do is we will transfer first b squared and c squared, because these are the operations addition and subtraction. Always when you transfer, you always transfer the reverse process of PEMDAS or BIDMAS. Okay, so the addition subtraction will be transferred first. So transferring that, you will have a squared minus b squared minus c squared. Okay, and then you will have equal to negative 2bc cos angle A. Then you transfer negative 2bc to the other side. So this will be a squared minus b squared minus c squared over negative 2bc. You will have cos A left on one side. So then we can solve the measure of the angle. So we will just rearrange this, okay? So to make this positive, this is negative, right? So to make this positive, you have to multiply the whole thing positively. So just to rearrange, cos A would be equal to, this will be b squared plus c squared, all right, which is this one, minus a squared over 2bc. I wanted to make my negative 2bc positive. So this is your formula for finding an angle. So it will be b squared plus c squared minus a squared over 2bc. And for you to remember that, if it is an a squared, you would notice, oh, wait. A squared, it's a b and a c minus an a, the angle A, over b and a c again. Okay, so the unknown angle will be the two sides sitting on it, sitting beside it, okay, minus the opposite side over twice the two sides. So even without your A, B, C, D, how would I know which is A? How would I know which is B? It doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter. You can just assign the unknown as it is. So since this is the unknown angle, we place this as A. This will be small a, and of course this is B and this is C. Okay? So going back to the equation, it's cos angle A equals b squared plus c squared minus a squared over 2bc. So substituting, 7 square plus 9 square minus 4 square over 2 times 7 times 9. So then you solve what is the value of this. So when you solve this will be around 114 over 126. So since it's a cos A, you have to find A only. So you have to transfer cosine. So when you transfer cosine, it will be the opposite. So transferring a cosine to the other side of the equation, that will be cos inverse of 114 over 126. Where will you find cos inverse in your calculator? Okay. All right, let me just get my calculator and show you where you can find your cosine. I don't know if you could see this. Okay, so that is this is where your, oh, sorry. This is where your sine, cosine, and tangent is. So if you press shift on your here, you would see that the upper part of sine is negative, sine inverse, cosine, sine inverse, cosine inverse, tangent, tangent inverse. So you just need to press, so since that's a yellow sine on top, so you just need to press your shift and then sine. That will give you the inverse. So for this case, you just need to press shift cosine. So if you press shift cosine, you will get this. Okay? Shift cosine. That's what you get. So shift cosine, 114 divided by 126. So you will get an angle which is 25.2 degrees. Okay. Uh-oh. All right, so let's move on. Okay, so here are a few examples that you can try on. You have here. So first thing that you have to do is you have to identify what are the givens and what is the unknown. You can always assign the unknown as an A. If there is no letters given, you can always assign the unknown as A. Okay, so that you don't need to think if this is B, if this is C, if this is A. It's actually all the same. Just remember that if the unknown is an angle, all the sides are given. If the unknown is a side, the two sides and an angle should be given. The opposite angle should be given. So for this case, it's the side, right? So this will be our A. So that will be A square equals B square plus C square minus 2BC cosine of A. So it's always the opposite angle given. And the other two sides are given. So you just need to substitute 6 squared plus 5 squared minus 2 times 6 times 5 cosine 70 degrees. So just do the operation. Okay, once you have done the operation following the rule of PEMDAS, then you get the square root and that's your answer. Can you try it on your own? At least 1 and 2. You just try 1 and 2 because question 3 is quite a bit difficult, but you can actually solve it. It's more on a known x. Question 3 is more for senior high or for those that are watching from other countries or in Malaysia. Question 3 is an IGCSE level question. It's a senior high question. I'll get my calculator. Okay, sure. So if the unknown is an angle, like question 2, so this will be cos A equals, okay, the two sides beside it, 3 square plus B square, 8 square minus 10 square over twice 3 times 8. So that is how you solve for question 2. All right, I'll give you 2 minutes. Try to solve it and let me know what is the answer. While we listen to this soothing music. And then after this, we will proceed with the questions that were asked for radicals. Good evening to our 6 viewers. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much. So, Maha Blanca, after you have done the operation on your, let me just clear this so that it will be easier for you to see. After you have done your operation for your A, you just need to take the square root of it. Okay? Don't forget to take the square root because it's an A square. So A square will be the square root of. So that will be 6 square plus 5 square minus 2 times 6 times 5 cosine 70. Okay? So you just need to do this first. Do this multiplication, square this, and then you do the addition subtraction last, and then take the square root so that you will get a. Welcome, welcome to our live stream. 1 and 2 only, 1 and 2. You solve only 1 and 2. Sorry about that. Hi, Punini. Good evening. Good evening, Punini. Ta-dam, tam. Good evening, good evening. It's 2 times 1. 2 times 6 times 5. Which is 2 times 1? Sorry. It's 2 times 1 times 8. No, 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 no. The given is 6 and 5. The sides are 6 and 5. Is that? Is that? No, no, no. The sides are 6 and 5. Wait. I think you are. The sides is 6 and 5. You're looking for x. So x squared would be 6 squared plus 5 squared minus 2 times 6 times 5 cosine 70. Oh, no, no, no. So you solve square of 6. So that will be x squared equals, this is 36 plus 25 minus, let me transfer it here. So x squared will be equal to 36 plus 25 minus, you do 2 times, straight away to your calculator, 2 times 5 times 6 times cosine 70. So this is minus 2.52. So 36 plus 25 minus 20.52, you will get 40.48. And since you need x, you have to take the square root of this. Let me know the answer once you have solved it. You square of 6. So the formula is a square equals b square plus c square minus 2bc cosine of angle A. What's the measure of your angle? Square root of 40.48. What is square root of 40.48? Why is 2 times 6 times 5 equals to 20? Oh, it's not equal to 20. It's 6 square. Oh, because there is a cosine 70. It's 2 times 6 times 5 times cosine 70. You press all of this once only in your calculator. 2 times 6 times 5 times cosine 70. It would look like this. I don't know if you would see it. So sorry. So it will be like this. 2 times 6 times 5 times cosine 70. Okay? So when you press equals, you will get 20.52. And then once you are done with the 20.52, then that's the time you do the operation of addition and subtraction. Remember, we always follow the rule of PEMDAS. So exponents first, 6 square and 5 square. Multiplication and division next. So this is the multiplication and division, multiplication side. And then we do addition and subtraction last. All right. So once you have done 6 square is 36, 5 square is 25, 2 times 6 times 5 cosine 70 is 20.52. So you just need to add 36 plus 25 and then subtract 20.52. You will get 40.48. What's your answer? What is square root of 40.48? Yes, that's correct. 6.36. Yes, that's right. This is correct. Okay, so the answer is 6.36. So this is your side, 6.36. Now, for question number 2, the unknown is the angle. For question number 2, the unknown is the angle. So let me just erase everything. For question number 2, the unknown is your angle. So when you solve this, you would use cosine A. I think I'll place it on the right side. Left side, sorry. Cosine A equals b square plus c square minus a square over 2bc. And always remember, if this is your angle A, the opposite is your side A. So for this case, it will be cosine angle equals 8 square plus 3 square minus 10 square over 2 times 8 times 3. Okay? So the same rule would be followed by PEMDAS or BIDMAS. So you do the operation on top separately and you do the operation on your denominator separately. So this will be cosine angle equals 8 square is 64 plus 3 square, which is 9, so plus 9, okay, minus 10 square is 100, so minus 10. 10 square, which is 100, you will get negative 27 over 2 times 8 times 3, which is 48. Okay, and please do take note that if you have a negative number or negative value, you will always get an obtuse angle, meaning an angle more than your 90 degrees. That's always the case because cosine negative is on the second quadrant. So How do we know if it's negative or how do we know if it's an obtuse or an acute angle? It's based on your quadrants. So this one is always an obtuse because on the second quadrant it's a negative value. And oh, so sorry, I deleted it. Maha Blanca, I hope you were able to follow that. Okay, let me just write it again. So cosine angle equals 8 square plus 3 square minus 10 square over 2 times 8 times 3. So this will be negative, what was that? 64 plus 9 minus 100. It's negative 27 over 48. So what's the measure of your angle? Please don't forget that you need to cos inverse it. Okay, you need to cos inverse negative 27 over 48. You have to cos inverse it. So angle would be cos inverse of negative 27 over 48. What's the measure of your angle? Again, if it's negative number, always expect it to be an obtuse angle. Shift inverse of negative 27 over 48. What's the measure? Yeah, let me know your answer. Yes, that is correct. 124.23 degrees. Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Well done, well done. All right, so you now understand how to use cosine rule. So let's move on to the second. This is the last trigonometric ratio. We call this sine rule. Now for your sine rule is with a ratio of A. Remember that it's always, if this is angle A, the opposite will be its side. If it's angle B, the opposite is its side B. If it's angle C, the opposite is its side C. Now for this triangle, we will calculate when you have your two angle sides opposite that are given. So always, because of the rule's nature, we have your side A over sine angle A equals side B over sine angle B equals side C over side angle C. So since, if you would notice, we will only use two at a time, two ratios at a time. That is your proportion. We can only use that. We cannot use three at the same time. So it's either you have two sides and the opposite angle given. Okay, so you should have two angle side opposite pairs. You should always have it. So a pair should be given. Okay, and your missing will be one of its pair. So a side given, and then you have your pairs. Okay, then we use your sine angle. Now, for example, okay, so remember, all right, if it's a cosine rule, three sides are given and an angle is unknown, or two sides and an angle if a side is unknown. But for sine rule, it is always a pair. Pairs must be given. A pair of your measure must be given, and the opposite side or one of the missing angle or one of the missing side is of the other pair. Okay, so that is always the case. So let's try this example. So if you would notice, angle 45 is given, and then you have opposite 8. All right, this is given, and then that is unknown. All right. So when we solve this, this will be A over sine angle A equals B over sine angle B. So you just need to substitute it. So this, for this case, this is the unknown, right? The one with the question mark is our x. So just place x over sine 85 equals 8 over sine 45. That's it. Then you do your operation with your ratio. Just cross multiply so that you will solve x. So since x is what you need to solve, you just need to transfer sine 85. So that will be x equals 8 over sine 45 times sine 85. Then you'll find x. Can you try? What will be the value of our x? Sorry, 11.25. Sorry. Yes, that is correct. That is correct. Okay, do you understand now? 11.27. Sorry, not side. Yeah, 11.27. Okay, so do you understand how to do it? All right. So let's try to identify, okay? Just based on the given, what can you use, whether it's a sine rule or cosine rule? We will not solve it. We'll just identify what rule can we use to solve the unknown. Okay. The unknown for this question, you have the angle. So the other given is an angle and its pair and the opposite of this angle. What rule will we use for this? Is it sine rule or cosine rule? Just type in your answer. What rule will we use? Remember that cosine rule can only be used when three sides are given and an angle is unknown, or two sides and an angle, included angle is given and a side is unknown. For sine rule, we only use sine rule if a pair of your angle and side is given and one of the missing angle or missing side has a given angle or side pair. So for this one, which rule will we use? Sine or cosine? So since, so since the given is a pair, okay, this is what we call a pair. When it's opposite side, so the given is, let's say, angle A and then side A. So it's a pair. So therefore, we use sine rule for this. Okay, so we use sine rule. Do you understand? Do you get it? Okay, so we use, sorry. All right, so we use sine rule. Now here, two sides are given and an included angle. When we say included angle, that is in between two sides. And the unknown is the side opposite to it. Therefore, we use cosine rule. Now, you see the difference? If it is a pair that is given and the unknown is the opposite of your pair, then you use sine rule. But if it is two sides and an included angle and the opposite is the missing side, then you use cosine rule. Okay? Now for this case, you have a pair again given. Okay? And the opposite is unknown. Therefore, we use sine rule. Three sides are given and the missing is an angle, then we use cosine rule. Yes, you are correct, Mahablanca. Okay, question so far with cosine and sine rule. So always remember, we only use sine rule if pairs are given. If included angle and the two sides are given, you use cosine rule. What do we mean by included? It is in between. Okay, if the angle is in between. Okay, clear. Is it clear? All right, so let's proceed to the last topic for tonight, which is a radical. Okay, so when we say add, insert new page. Oh, sorry. So let's just clear the ink. All right, so when we say radical, right, we always base it, when we simplify radicals, we always base it with the index of your root. So for example, you have square root of 75. Now since this is a square root, if you remember, if we have, let's say, 2 squared to the power of 1/2, this will actually give us 2, right? So that means that if I will place this in a radical form, this is actually square root of 2 squared, or that is square root of 4. That means that square root of 4 is actually 2, because this will cancel out. So cancel out means that it is because of the exponential form of your radical, which is in rational exponential radical exponent. Okay, so you can cancel it out. So for this case, square root of 75, you have to find the factors of square root of 75 that is a perfect square. So what is a perfect square of square root of 75? So 75 is a factor of 25 times what? 25 times... what is square root of 75? What is 75 a factor of? Oh, by the way, you might ask, why did you use 25? Because 25 is a perfect square. So square root of 75, what am I constantly saying? 75 is actually 25 times 3. Once you have find the factors of 75 that has a perfect square on it, you cannot just factor it in any way. You have to factor it based on the perfect square, or based on the power. Okay, so 25, so technically this is square root of 5 squared times square root of 3, right? So I split it. So square root of 5 squared, that's cancels, or square root of 25 is 5, and then square root of 3. So square root of 75 is 5 root 3. Okay. All right, so you always find the perfect square. The second one, example, you have square root of 27, cube root of 27, x to the power of 5, y to the power of 6. So the first step that you have to do is factor out everything inside in perfect cube. All right, so this will be cube root of 27 is 3 to the power of 3. That is 27. x 3 x squared. Okay, I have to split it. 5 is 3 plus 2. So x squared x cubed. And then y cubed y cubed. Okay, or you just leave it as y to the power of 6 because 6 is a factor of 3. So that means that what would come out? This is perfect. That's actually 3, right? So okay. So since this is cube root divided by 3, so you have 3, and one of your x will come out because of x cubed, and 2 of your y's will come out, so that will be y squared because 2 of my y's are out. So y times y will be y squared, okay, because it's out. Or simply 6 divided by 3 is 2. 6 divided by 3 is 2, so that will be y squared. Then you say cube root of what is left inside will be x squared. So that's your final answer. All right, clear? Crystal clear? Crystal clear? All right, so let's proceed to the next one. Next example. Let's say, for example, you have fourth root of 48 a fifth b7. Okay, so again, the first step is change your number to an exponential form and split those with an exponent that is divisible by your index. So your index is 4. So you have to find an exponent that is divisible by your index. Again, why do we need to have a division? As I have mentioned to you, if you have a 2 square to the power of 1/2, you can actually cancel that. That's 2 to the power of 2, which is 1. Right? So it's a division. So let's try this out. What is 48? Okay. So 48 is 2 to the power, 48 is 2 to the power of, what is 2 to the power? 2 to the power. Oh my goodness, what is room? Okay. All right, so we have to find factors of 48 that is a perfect power of 4. So here, okay, let me just, so 4th root, 48 is actually 2 to the power of 4 times 3. 2 to the power of 4, that is 16. 2 to the power of 4 is 16 times 3 is 48. Okay? And then you have a to the power of 4, b, and then a to the power of 4b. A to the power of 4, and then one more a, and then b to the power of 4, and then b, what is remaining? That's 7 minus 4, so b3. All right? So these are the factors of whatever is inside. So what would come out will be the 2 to the power of 4. 2 to the power of 4 will be 2. A to the power of 4 will be a. B to the power of 4 will be b. And then you will have 4th root of what is left inside is your 3, 1 of your a, and 3 of your b. That is your final answer. Do you get it now? questions so far before we go to the remaining. Wow. Yes, I really understand it. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, so let's proceed to the last question before we end our live stream. Oh, we cannot play again. Okay, so here you have, sorry, 5mn. I think I'm already hungry. 72mn to the power of 6. Okay, so the first thing that you have to do again is to find the factors of 72 that has a perfect square. Why perfect square? Because our index here is a 2. That means it's a square root. So 72, let's divide this. Actually, 72 divided by 36. 36 times 2 is 72. Okay? And 36 is a perfect square. So you will factor that out. You will have 5mn square root of 36. By the way, 36 is 6 square. 6 square times 2. mn, I'll just leave it as 6 because it's easier. Okay? Anyway, 6 is divisible by 2. So, next step is to take it out of your root. So, the first one that you have to take out is 6 square. 6 square is 6. So, you'll have 5mn outside times 6. Okay? The next one that you can take out is your n. N to the power of 6. So, 6 divided by the root, which is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So, you will have n cubed. And then square root of what is left will be 2m. Now, what will you do with these two things here outside? What you can do is you can multiply them. Multiply 5 times 6 is 30. N will be, when you multiply same base, you add the exponent. So n to the power of 4 square root of 2m. That's your final answer. Any questions so far? All right. So that is your answer. Now let's try this one for the last one. You will have the fifth root of 64 x cubed y 9 z 15. So it is a fifth root. That means that you have to think how to make everything power of 5 or power that is divisible by 5, because this is a fifth root. Okay, so you have to make all your base inside your radical sign or your root sign to be power of 5s or any number divisible by 5 that can be divided by 5, because our root or our index is 5. All right, so you have 3 outside. Fifth root of, now 64, if you would check it out 60 okay, 64 is actually, I think, 2 to the power of 6. I'm not wrong. Kindly check it. 64. 64 is 2 to the power of 6. So I'll just place 2 to the power of 5 times 2. Okay? 2 to the power of 5 times 2 is 64. Then you have x cubed, y. I will split this to y5 and y4 because that is 9. So 5 plus 4 is 9. And then our z, I will leave it as 15 because 15 is divisible by the root 5. Okay. So what would come out? So you have a 3 outside. You have a 3 outside. What would come out will be 2 to the power of 5. 2 to the power of 5. 5 divided by 5, you will have only 1. So 2 to the power of 1. And then you have your 5 divided by 5 again, which is only 1. So you'll have y. And then z, which is 15. 15 divided by 5 is 3. So you have z cubed. And then fifth root of what is left inside is your 2, your x cubed, and your y fourth. Then you simplify the one outside. You will have 6yz cubed, fifth root of 2x cubed y fourth. Then that's your final answer. I hope you were able to follow it. All right, that's great. Okay, so we have come to the end of our we have come to the end of our live stream for tonight. I don't think we can play the Jackbox. But it's been I hope that it has been very helpful to those that are trying to understand sine and cosine rule, and at the same time the simplifying radical expressions. Is there any other new game? Someone missed the game. I'm so sorry, Maha Blanca. Yeah, we have come to the end of our live stream. We can actually play. Welcome, Ambery. We can actually play one game, but I will be exceeding the 1 hour live stream. Yes, Genshin. No, Genshin. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Yes, do you have any question? Oh. You want to play Plash? Okay, let's play just one game, alright? Uh-oh, sorry. Oh no! Sorry. Quick Flash. Okay. Let's play one Quick Flash game. Quick. That's why it's called Quick Flash. It's a quick game. Okay. Let me just set up the I hope there is a sound though. Is there a sound? Uh-oh. Wait a minute. All right, there you go. Quick flash. No sound. Okay. I hope you can hear it now. Quick flash. Okay. Hey, let's play. Lumini? Who is Lumini? Who's Lumini? It's only the two of us, Maha Blanca. Maha Blanca, who's Jackie? We will start in 1 minute. We will start in 1 minute. Yes. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. No one is going to join. 3. We will start. 2. Maha Blanca, anyone else who wanted to join? Oh my goodness. Before I press start. Alright, let's start the game. Quick flash!
I'm Schmitty, and according to my guidance counselor, this is the only job I'm qualified for. A mysterious old woman told me I'd meet a group of strangers.
There's only
who would
3 of
change
us.
My life, so keep an eye out for those guys. In the meantime, why don't we play? This is round 1. You'll get 2 prompts on your device. Just answer them however you want. Your responses, or quips, will be pitted against someone else's, and everyone will vote on their favorite. You get points based on the percentage of people who like your answer, and a bonus if you get more votes than your opponent. Go!
Come on, come on.
Great, let's see what we got here. Prompt number 1 is why the Tin Man isn't married. Okay, everybody pick your favorite.
Because he is thin. Very thin. Because he can not get any girls. Wow. Good answer. Oh, Jakey. There's one there, Jakey.
Up next, an odd thing to find in a cave painting.
Jeans, a painting of...
Time to
A painting of Mona Lisa. How can that be odd? I can find Mona Lisa inside the cave painting. Oh, no one!
Your next prompt is the name of a really crappy robot.
Okay. Robobot
Voting.
Freddy. Who's the Freddy? Nice one. Okay.
That's round 1. Let's see how the scores shook out. Now round 2, where all points and bonuses are doubled.
Okay,
drama.
let's see. We'll get this. Woohoo!
Okay, moment of truth.
Janky,
Starting
janky.
things off, what's the real reason the Phantom of the Opera is so moody? Okay, pick your
Because
favorite
they need to... We are thinking the same thing. Because they need to do surgery because it's operated. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Jakey.
Next on deck, what do raccoons digging in your garbage say about you?
Oh, let's see. You are a mess. Why aren't you here? Why aren't you here? Of course, it's a garbage. So you think that the person is a garbage. Oh, no. You are a mess. No. Come on, no one voted.
Next one, a weird thing to shout when you're midair during a cannonball.
A weird thing to shout
Vote
when
away.
you're mid-air during a cannonball. I'm about to pee myself, Vanessa. What is that? Where did you get the name, Vanessa?
That's all she wrote for round 2. Let's check the scores.
Okay, let's check the scores. Come on, scores. Be graceful. Jakey is still on the top.
We've made it to round 3, the last lash. Focus up because you're all answering the same prompt.
Okay.
Here's your word lash task.
Come up with an award-winning movie with this word in its title. Okay. Let us see.
Okay, here we go. Okay, in round 3, you get to award a gold medal to your top quip. Have at it.
Santa doesn't have a beard. The beard... both of you are thinking the same person. Santa. Why both of you think of Santa alone? It's okay.
Okay, everyone, let's see who got those medals.
Let's see.
Now let's turn those medals into points.
What? Oh my goodness! Someone
That's
just...
the game. Let's see the final scores.
Okay, who's the finalist? Jakey, congratulations, Jakey. Wow. Congratulations, Jakey, because he cannot get any girls. Wow, that was epic answer. All right, thank you so much. Whoever is Jakey is. Who's Jakey? Is it you, Maha Blanca? Are you Jakey? Are you? Who is Jakey? Oh, Ambery. All right, congratulations, Ambery, for winning the game. Okay, so that is the end of our live stream. I hope that you enjoyed it. I voted for you on the last prompt. Oh, okay. I hope that you enjoyed the game as well as you have learned something tonight from our maths topic, which is on sine cosine rule as well as simplifying radical expression. I hope that you were able to follow as well. Thank you so much for everyone. Oh, what happened here? Uh-oh. Wait. Oh, what happened? Oh, anyway. All right. Thank you so much to everyone who participated in our game as well. Congratulations. And this is Teacher Maria. I'll see you next week, same time, same channel, every Tuesday with Teacher Maria. Have a good night and a blessed night ahead and a blessed week ahead. I'll see you next week. Bye thank you.
Bye.
God bless everyone. See you next week. Bye.